T-Man 978 Chill Review.
Hello everyone, T-Man 978. Right now I'm bringing you Transformers Shattered Glass Starscream. He is a Voyager class repaint of the Transformers Siege Seeker mold. This packaging looks awesome. The colorization is awesome. There's that same picture on both sides, it seems. There's this. Oh boy, I'm leaving that in. The bio says, Starscream, a brilliant Decepticon scientist, grimly invents new weapons with the hope of one day bringing peace and an end to the war. By the way, that was like some instructions and stuff from the Huffer review, the Fantoys Huffer. They even have like a window up there. Since this is an online exclusive thing, I'm shocked that they have all this plastic on it instead of just a just straight up illustration. You also get this comic book. They have to make sure that they send you a comic separately with this. It's like not in the box or anything, so they have to make sure they get you that. So if you don't get your comic book, make sure you tell Hasbro Post. There's even a piece of cardboard back there. But besides opening this guy, I'm gonna read this a little bit because I'm interested in what his personality is like. Spoiler alert, this is gonna be a standalone video. I have reviewed this mold several times. I even did the transformation more than once if I'm not mistaken. But I have a whole Seeker playlist. I'm gonna put a link to that in the description or at the end of the video. If I don't do that, call me out in the comments and I will put that link. Wow, I cannot read comic books anymore. It's well drawn. That's really good. And the story, everything, the bubbles are good, but sheesh. I'm going to have to really dedicate some time to read that. But anyhow, on to this dude. I think his color scheme is absolutely beautiful. I mean, that's the only reason why I got this. All the other shattered glass kind of look like an abomination to me. But this guy, he has so much similarity with Jetfire that I think that's probably what I like. It's almost weird seeing Starscream, seeing his head on the Jetfire color scheme, but it looks great to me, and that's definitely why I want it. Like even this like light blue contrasts against the red and the white, and I just like white colored Transformers. We don't have a ton of them, but I always had an attraction to the ones that were mostly white with another color splashed on top of that. And I also like the ones that are mostly white and mostly black with a color splashed on it. Those two color schemes are always the best to me. Anyway, here is a close-up on his face. And I'm going to have to darken things. There we go. So you see the face is painted gray with painted blue eyes, even though he has light piping. Or he would if the eyes weren't painted. You've seen this mold before. I'm not going to BS y'all. Just look at the colors for the last time. He has the red paint right there. The swords are painted, so I am kind of worried about that. You have the red shoulder pylon still, even though he has a new color scheme, they found a way to still throw in the red shoulder pylons. And this is what he's looking like back here. And the Shattered Glass Decepticon logos are a pinkish color instead of purple. But the swords. This is my one complaint with this set right here. These swords are specifically made for him. And when he holds them in the two hands, great. But here is this. They combine to become a bigger sword. Like this. But I don't know whether it's the paint doing it. It's not a strong connection at all. I don't know if I can put floor polish down here. The top seems to be better. But down here where the paint is, no. And the handles are very close together. So my brain wants me to shove this all the way down until the handle is in the front, but if you do that, it's gonna separate. So that is frustrating. The only way you can get around that is to make him hold it the opposite direction, but now he has that panel right there, and it's not a very good grip. So, like I said, that's not a good connection. He can hold it, but you will definitely have to get him in the pose and then make him hold it. I wanted to make him do a double wielding pose, which I did do earlier, but he can't really grab it down there, so it makes it worthless. But let's let you see how he can get into that pose, because he does have the butterfly joint. The shoulders do this, biceps swivel, double jointed elbows. The wrists can hinge in this way, plus rotate. You get the waist, the head. As long as you don't attach the panel right here, there's a panel that's supposed to be flat out. If you don't attach that, his head can move up like this on the ball joint and turn and tilt a little bit, but with access to that panel, he can definitely look up for flying poses or lean forward poses, and I like that because he has this waist, and since the hips are designed like this, he can kick up more than 90 degrees depending on how you have his waist turned. And then he has the swivel here. His leg can go all the way out to the side. You can only go back to here before you're bumping. I think I said thigh swivel, but I'm saying it again. The legs bend way more than 90 degrees. They're filled in. The ankle rocker is awesome. Come forward, go back, and of course you can adjust the stance on this. But the ankle pivot, here's the straight foot. It bends in only that much. And to Glenn Webb, y'all, this is his widest stance possible. Let me make sure I'm not lying. With both feet flat on the floor. To keep people up to date, you can, of course, take that off, port that into the hand right there if you want. If you want the swords to be on the forearms, you do have to take the null ray cannons off because they will definitely bump right there. There's no getting around it. And if you want them to have a big sword like Netflix Jetfire style, you can put it like that with the post hanging up. So this is what you're working with there. And of course you can have options to like port these into the shoulders instead of the null ray. Frickin' Transformer Cybertron style. If you don't want him holding them at all, he can port the sword onto the wing. Or let's see if these can actually, I haven't tried this yet. These two pegs are close together. Let's see if I can, nope. I was going to try to see if I can plug them into there side by side, but if you want him to hold the sword on his back, you do have that option instead of the wings, because putting him on a wing might be a little bit silly. But yeah, this is one of my favorite Transformers Siege War for Cybertron trilogy molds, period. Like I said in my Earthrise Seeker mold reviews, I don't know if I said this directly, but I'm going to say it right now. I think this is superior to the Earthrise mold. And yeah, they've definitely took a huge step back with that mold. And it's unfortunate that that's going to be the studio series Starscream that's going to come out. I wish that it wasn't. I wish they gave us a whole new mold for that, because it's not even worthy of being called studio series to me, in my opinion. Starscream is my only Shattered Glass figure that I own that I can think of anyway. So I can't compare him to other Shattered Glass figures, but he is heavily influenced by Jetfire, so I thought I should bring him out here. You've seen the other Seeker molds as far as this guy, so there you go. They're just the same thing, but different colors and whatnot. And yeah, pardon me if I repeat some of this later. I filmed the alt mode comparison first. I filmed this whole video not knowing where he was, but now I have him. Lucky you. As you can see, they went with a whole different design scheme as far as the color scheme is concerned. I guess they were trying their best to make him look more like Jetfire instead of like his regular Seeker self, because you see the forearms are pretty much the same color, even though Starscream's are blue down here and the hands are blue. His head is white, just like most of the rest of the body, different over there. Now they do both have red stripes right there. That's the same. The bottom of the foot is painted, and this shin part right here is painted, but the knee pads aren't. And a whole bunch of other differences. I'll just let you look at them. So there you are with that. I guess the last thing to say about him, of course you can do all the blast effects and stuff that you got with Siege figures, but all the joints are tight and nice and feel good, but you still have the situation right here where if you turn the wrist enough times or whatever, this will just open right up. They still never changed the mold to make this tab into place. I do not know why they did that. That has been a problem on each one of them. If you're lucky, you can turn it a little bit before it opens up, but it always opens up because the wrists are tight as crap, and they're more tight than this hinge is right here. So maybe they had like a clicking point where you go like this and it thooped, but it doesn't. And I hate that I'm at this point stealing someone else's word, even though you didn't invent that word. But I'm gonna make them into a jet, a tetrajet, and come back to you guys. I don't need to show the transformation. All right, here's this guy in his vehicle mode, or his alternate mode, just like you remember. Same details as all the other tetrajet or Cybertron mode Seekers. The stand that I'm using is a Figma stand. It ports into the front. It looks like it has a stand port right here, but I have not been able to ever get that to work with any of the stands I use. It uses, most of these stands are the same. I have a little section in my Amazon link in the description called Action Figure Enhancers, where I have little stands similar to this, Bandai Tamashii Nation, Stage Act, and otherwise. But anyway, this is the suggested placement of the gun. I mean the guns and the swords. Let me get that right there so the guns can be visible separate of the swords. And let me turn the the lock off. Well, yeah, I like it. I like the way it comes together. It looks good. The comparison I'm gonna do here is I actually transformed Jetfire. Whenever I don't transform stuff in a while, I hate that I always have to try to remember how to transform. But still similar color scheme. They look totally different because they're two different types of jets. But yeah, I like the way this looks a lot. I'm not shocked about that because I saw pictures. Here he is next to main reality Starscream in vehicle mode, and as you can see, they went with two different design aesthetics as far as color schemes. Just like in a robot mode, completely different. Decepticon logo up there, and it's not like they did like a mirror image and wrote it over here but put different colors. So well, that's interesting. Come on. Of course I put the guns in a different place on the shattered glass, and thank goodness they didn't put any of this rusty fight deco right there. So maybe this is before he got into multiple battles, because he would not be that clean. But yeah, this comes together solidly. There is nothing happening with panels not wanting to lock together. One of the new Seekers that I just got, these don't want to hinge under there well, so that's a problem for me. This doesn't fall off like the original Starscream. Like, if you remember that one barely held onto the hinge, I can actually like move this without it coming off that hinge. And in fact, no, it's not pinned. I thought maybe they pinned it, but no. So that's great. And of course, you can attach blast effects and all that junk to here, and of course to the guns and whatnot if you like, and even on the swords if you want. So yeah, if you like Shattered Glass and you like this mold, you're gonna like this figure because it doesn't have too many issues besides the swords not wanting to stay together in the combined sword mode. But it's cool for him to be dual wielding and having two swords anyway, so there's that. So yeah, I like it. I like it. I'm not even gonna complain about it too much, besides whatever I complained about. Got this from Hasbro Pulse because I believe it's a Pulse exclusive. Thank you for watching. Until next time, T-Man 978 out of here.
Figure action. That one's me.
Join the Syndicate Toy Hunters Facebook group. Link in the description. Click the videos. Click the fucking videos, baby. Click the videos. You should really click these videos. Click the videos.